Here is a number that should bother you. The median retirement income in the United States right now is $56,860 a year. That is roughly $4,738 a month. And before you decide whether that sounds like a lot or a little, consider this. The average retiree in America spends about $59,616 every single year. That means the typical retired person is spending more than they earn. They are bleeding money from day one, and most of them do not even realize it until the damage is done. So today we are going to break down exactly what the average American actually lives on in retirement, where that money comes from, how it changes as you get older, and why millions of people are quietly heading toward a financial cliff they cannot see. A Morningstar study found that 45% of Americans who retire at 65 may run out of money before they die. 45%. That is nearly half the country gambling with their final years. Let's start with the numbers. According to the latest Census Bureau data, the median household income for Americans 65 and older is $56,860 per year. Now the mean, which is the mathematical average, is much higher at $87,260. But that number is misleading. It gets pulled up by a small group of wealthy retirees at the top. If you want to know what a normal retired person actually brings in, focus on the median. That is the middle of the pack. Half earn more, half earn less. And $56,860 is what sits right in the center. Now here is where it gets interesting. That number does not stay the same as you get older. It drops significantly. Households aged 65 to 69 have a median income of $68,860. Not bad. Many people in that range are still working part-time or pulling from multiple income streams, but move up to age 70 to 74, and it falls to $61,780. And by 75 and older, the median crashes to $47,790. That is a 30% decline from the late 60s to the mid-70s. Your income shrinks, but your medical bills do not. In fact, they do the opposite. So where does this retirement income actually come from? It comes from four main sources. The biggest one is Social Security. In 2026, the average monthly Social Security benefit for a retired worker is $2,071. That adds up to about $24,852 per year. After a 2.8% cost of living adjustment this year, that is the most retirees have ever received. But let's be honest, $24,852 a year is not enough to live on in most parts of America. And Social Security was never designed to be your entire paycheck. It was meant to be a supplement, one leg of a three-legged stool. The second source is retirement accounts, 401s, Ks, and IRAs. The average 401k balance for people in their 60s is about $577,000. Sounds like a lot, right? But the median is only $186,902. That means half of people in their 60s have less than $187,000 saved in their 401k. If you follow the 4% withdrawal rule, which is a common guideline that says you can safely pull 4% a year from your savings, $187,000 gives you just $7,480 per year. Combine that with Social Security and you are looking at roughly $32,000 a year. In today's economy, that is tight. The third source is pensions, and this one is fading fast. Only about 15% of private sector workers have access to a traditional pension plan today. Government employees still get them, and those pensions can replace 50% to 80% of your final salary. But for most of the country, pensions are a relic of a different era. If you have one, count yourself fortunate. If you do not, you need to make up that gap somewhere else. And the fourth source is continued employment. About 19% of Americans aged 65 to 69 still work, some by choice, many out of necessity. The old image of retirement as a permanent vacation does not match reality for a lot of people. Part-time work, consulting gigs, and freelance income are keeping millions of retirees afloat. Now let's talk about where you live, because geography plays a massive role. Retirees in Washington, D.C. have the highest average retirement income in the country at $43,080 per year. Alaska comes in second at $36,023. West Virginia is at $21,118. Meanwhile, Indiana sits at the bottom with just $20,542. That is a $22,000 gap between the top and the bottom. Same country, wildly different retirements. But income alone does not tell the whole story. Cost of living flips the equation. A retiree in Alabama earning $25,000 may actually have more purchasing power than someone in California earning $35,000. States like Florida, Texas, and Nevada charge no state income tax at all, which stretches every dollar further, and 37 states plus DC do not tax Social Security benefits. So what does all this mean for you? It means the retirement most people picture in their heads does not match the math. Financial advisors typically recommend replacing 70% to 80% of your pre-retirement income. If you were earning $80,000 a year before retiring, you would need $56,000 to $64,000 annually to maintain your lifestyle. The median retiree is barely clearing that lower threshold, and that is before accounting for a healthcare expense that is exploding. The average 65-year-old couple today needs approximately $315,000 saved just for medical costs throughout retirement. That does not include long-term care, which can run $100,000 a year or more. Here is what separates people who retire with confidence from people who retire with anxiety. It comes down to a few critical decisions. First, delay Social Security if you can. Every year you wait past your full retirement age up until 70, your benefit grows by 8%. That is a guaranteed return you will not find anywhere else. Second, maximize your retirement account contributions. In 2026, the 401k limit is $24,500, and if you are 50 or older, you can add another $7,500 in catch-up contributions. Third, diversify your income sources. Do not lean on just one stream. Combine Social Security, retirement account withdrawals, investment dividends, and even part-time work if needed. And fourth, pay attention to fees. A 1% annual investment fee might seem insignificant, but over 30 years it can consume hundreds of thousands of dollars. Low-cost index funds charging 0.03% to 0.20% will protect more of your money. The retirement crisis in America is not some far-off hypothetical. It is unfolding right now. 20% of adults over 50 have zero retirement savings. 64% of current retirees believe the country is in a retirement crisis. And more than half of all Americans say they are worried about running out of money after they stop working. The good news is that awareness changes everything. Once you see the real numbers, once you understand where you stand compared to the averages, you can actually do something about it. And the earlier you start, the less painful the adjustments need to be. If this helped you see retirement income more clearly, subscribe to the channel. We break down the numbers behind money, economies, and financial systems so you can make smarter decisions. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment with what you would like us to cover next, and share this with someone who needs to hear these numbers before it is too late. Thanks for watching, and I see you next time.